Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday. My name is James Cronenberger. And I've shared my testimony to people in the past, um, but I would like to give an update. Back on May 5th of 2020, I went to the hospital not feeling good. I was having slurred speech. I got to the hospital. They checked me out and was going to send me home, so I called my roommate, Paul, at the time. He's deceased as of now, but to come pick me up. But in between the time that Paul, I called Paul, and the time he came to pick me up, I coded twice and ended up having two strokes. I remember the chaplain coming down to pray with me um, because they didn't know if I was going to make it. I don't think they were going to give me CPR anymore, but they worked on me for an hour and 4 minutes. And I remember um, them talking to my sister on the phone, and she was kind of upset, my oldest sister in Texas. But during one of the times I died, I did get to see heaven briefly. There was two doors. One was a dark burgundy door that was square shaped on the left, and a heart shaped door that was pink and white, and it was radiant. It was like steam coming out of smoke. And I was sucked through that door, and the guy handed me a paper that said righteousness. And I asked him, I said, where am I? He said, in Oman. And I said, where's the house of many mansions? And he said, in Omar, 20 miles down the road. Well, mind you, there was no cars there, so I'm not sure how you got from one point to the next. I was only up there for a brief moment, you know. And I remember asking about abortion. He said, oppose it. It's murder. And remember asking him that, and I kept my pro-life stand ever since I was a child, but that confirmed it, that um, that was what I was supposed to believe in. You know, um, and then I was returned back to Earth. I ended up surviving. I spent, I don't know, maybe 2 months in the hospital, so I can't remember the exact format because I went from the hospital to a rehab center because I could not walk at all, and it took me a while to be able to get to the point of being able to walk. But I remember during that time I kept praying that I would have a relationship with my kids. That was very dear to me. Victoria's like a daughter to me, and she will always continue to be. But I was reacquainted with Jamie after 30 years. He lives in Parma, a nice young man. He's got a sweet girlfriend. My other son, we don't have a relationship yet, but maybe someday we will. Who knows? That's all in God's hands, right there. But a lot of times people get upset with my political views, and you know, I have a problem when people sit there and judge people automatically. Um, it doesn't make a difference if it's our president Joe Biden, President Obama, Ford, or whoever it was. You know, I was taught in church growing up that no matter who our leaders are, we are to pray for them, that God will lead them, to strengthen our nation, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. It doesn't make a difference who the president is for me to pray for them. There's some that I won't support because of their viewpoints on different issues. Um, but getting back to real training with my son, I've been down to his apartment several times. I've spent a few days here, a few days there with him and my ex-wife. Really enjoy myself, and now he's getting ready to move into a real nice apartment. I'm very proud of him. He's turned into a fine young man. Um, and I know he's going to prosper and do great things in life. You know, I'm, I don't know if he'll ever get married. I'm hoping he will, and I'd like to perform the wedding. He is my son. Um, but I don't have a good past. I did a lot of wrong things when I was younger that I'm very ashamed of, and And I'm really sorry for the people I did hurt. That should have never happened. I never physically hurt anybody, but I did a lot of wrong things that should have never happened. And by the grace of God, He has forgiven me. And, you know, my oldest sister and my parents have always stuck by my side. Not the wrong things that I did, but they prayed for me and they support me as a person. Without my family, um, I could be homeless today. I could be living on the street. You know, so I'm very thankful that I had a great parents that taught me right from wrong, even if I chose to do some wrong things in life. A lot of people don't know I was a victim of sex abuse when I was real young by a swimming instructor that kind of messed me up. Um, you know, and the only way that my parents found out was the police came to talk to me about an incident when I was like 7 years old, I guess is what my mom said. I don't really remember um, what she said about it, and that's how they found out that something happened. The guy did do 20 years in prison, and it took me many years to forgive him. But once you forgive somebody, it's like the burden is no longer on you. You don't have to dwell on the past. You could try to dwell on the future. A lot of people like to bring up even my past today, 40 years later, or 35 years later, whatever it is, and you know, and think, oh, he's the same person. You know, people can change if they want to, but you have to be willing to change and be willing to start to do what's right. And it's not, and any addiction, it's not easy to overcome. Um, but I just wanted to give people an update. Health wise, I still got some health concerns, but I can walk now. I use a walker though for any long distances. Um, I'm going to college. I'm really excited because you know, at 62, I still would like to work if possible, and I would like to work with addicts, maybe sexual addiction, and try to help the men that are struggling in that area. But we'll see what's planned ahead. Remember, no matter what happens in your life, you can overcome it. I try to tell these people that's coming out of prison, you don't have to be the same person that brought you to prison. Even if you're innocent, there's always something in our life that can change, that we can do to change. I was wrongfully convicted. I would only got 6 months for the proper charge. But I've seen people that got out for rape charges, murder charges, that was wrongfully convicted. And I'm glad to see um, people get out that deserve to come home. And I would like to see there be more programming in our prison system to help these people. You know, it seems like our governor has taken away so much funding, and you can't take away funding from rehabilitation because we want these people to get the help that they need and to overcome their struggles. With that, folks, you have yourself a great day, and thank you for listening.